welcome to Switch It Up. Today is the Switch It Up Desert Edition. There's a lot of things that are happening. As you can see, we're at Quartzsite. The Q, as some like to call this wonderful establishment. So we are at the Q. We've been here 5 days and we're out of water. So today's little episode is your boy Todd bought some stuff before coming to the Q to prepare himself. So I've filled up with black water, dumped into the tank on the truck already. I have to go dump that. And I now have to get fresh water. So it's gonna be a learning experience today. We're gonna roll the intro and I'll show you what I've done. The truck's warming up. And this is the Q. I know many of you have wondered what the Q was like. It's rocks and dust, filled with some nice days and weather. So we'll see. Roll the intro.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
Probably seen some of the other videos where I got the flow jet and Ed was helping me try to figure out how to use this thing, because at some point we knew we were going to be in a situation like this where we're going to be in a desert trying to figure out how to pump out of the black tank, because we have macerator toilets and I did not realize how much water they use. So I knew this was going to become an issue, and so I had to come up with a plan. So the unfortunate part is on the truck only has a 40-gallon tank capacity, and we have more black water. We have like 180 gallons of gray water we can have on here, so we don't have to pump that out as quite as much, but we have 150 gallons of fresh water that's capacity. So when you start running low on fresh water, which was a concern of mine, I had to figure out, well, how am I going to do this? So I bought a bladder. Is there a box right there? And I got to put it together, I guess, and then I've got to go find out how to fill it. And do I need to run pre-filter, like a pre-filter of the water? I have a pre-filter I think I can use, but I don't know what I'm walking up to and up there. So there's a lot happening. Oh, look at that. Looks like the airbags are ready to go. I turned the truck off because going to be too loud for the video. So I got this on Amazon. I don't remember if it was 100 gallons or 80 gallons, but apparently before I can go fill this thing, I'm going to put some stuff on it. I don't know if you've ever filled a water bladder. I have not, so I'm not quite sure how it all works. Some of you may be laughing right now, but you're probably in the same situation as me. So apparently this would probably be the fill on top, and they have given me, I guess I'll put a link in the Amazon, in our Amazon store, if you're looking to do said thing like this. I'm not quite sure how it all works. Farmer's tape. I should recruit Ed. Ed's behind me. He's camping behind us right there. That's Ed. If you don't know Ed actually has been the one, Ed and Kelly have been working on our app. So if you don't have our app to find all these wonderful tips and tricks and all the stuff that's coming, let me give you a shameless plug and download our app, because the cool stuff that we're getting ready to do is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so plumber's tape, check. Okay, that's off. I'm assuming this will go in here. You know what they say about assuming. I want to be able to hook a garden hose up, and the goal here, let me show you. The goal for me, after I hook the hose up to fill into the RV, I actually bought a freshwater pump. So instead of just letting gravity go into the RV to fill, I bought a pump because I figured I could stay away from the RV and just run a 50-foot hose and pump in. I did do that, trying to think if that would be a better scenario or not. Some of you that are boondocking experts right now probably think I'm goofy, but that's okay. I've made this whole channel on being goofy, trying to figure stuff out. Let's see what happens. My toy box. I do have a lot of toys in here. I think that's probably one of my favorite features on the truck, was making the area for tools that is kind of hidden. Okay, they gave me this hose, and I guess it would go here, but I'm gonna use, this would not work to go into my setup. I guess when you're filling up, you just stick the hose in here, maybe? Yeah. Save your laughter for later. We'll see how this all goes. Driving wise, we are about, I'd say 2 miles to where the dump station is. That's my best guess. Maybe 1.75 miles. So it's not horrible by any means. It's just, I think it's something to keep in mind until they get the other dump stations fixed and ready. I'll let the truck air up so all the air is good to go. Quite honestly, I don't even need it. I don't think I even need a seatbelt. I have to cross the main road. And the main road traffic isn't much fun, actually. It stays pretty busy. You ready? I think our biggest fear coming here was that the roads were going to be awful and we were so big. But quite honestly, you can have anything, Class A, whatever. There's plenty of room. There's nothing to be stressed about coming here. It just comes down to water management and dumping. Those are your 2 main things. So Brian's working on some stuff. Switch crew is on both sides. We're all hanging out together, which is a lot of fun. So if you ever come out this way, it is a lot more fun to be here with other people because you can have potlucks and hang out. But the roads are not bad. They have, like, you know, some main areas that you can drive into. This was my biggest concern when we first came. But as you can see, everyone's kind of like dispersed out. Nice, partly cloudy day. Fun fact, this is long-term, basically, so you can be here. We have paid $40 cash, mind you, and pay cash. So long-term is 2 weeks to stay here. Now, I believe they have like some that you can pay like $150 and you can stay 6 months, something like that, or longer. But they're getting ready to raise that to, I think, $600 to camp out here in the desert for 6 or 8 months. So something to keep in mind. But here's that road you got to cross. See how busy it is. I will say you will see every kind of RV that you can imagine here. So this is La Posa South. So again, just cross the street. The road is paved for about a mile and a half, and then you can go off on any different shooting, different directions. So just really determines what you want to do. A lot of people stay over here because you have the water. So you're gonna see there's a lot more people here. You got schoolies, there's just a lot more going on. But from this sign where you check in, it says the dump station's almost a mile. People waving. That's fun. I think I've been in line 20 minutes. I think I'm probably 7 to the front, so it hasn't been horrible so far. But it's a constant amount of traffic. There's so much traffic over here. It's kind of amazing from Tyson Wash side to this side. And he said that, I was just talking to one of the volunteers that work here. He's like, it gets very busy around this time of the year. So because of the Quartzsite show and everyone out here. But I believe one time I did see a statistic that over 1 million people come camping in this area through the season of winter. I mean, let that soak in. Just sitting out here in the desert. It's interesting. Just a way different camping and RV experience. And you definitely, if this is what your jam is, to take out your UTVs and go on trails, or take your Jeeps or Broncos or whatever, solar is king out here. I mean, solar is everywhere. People have panels and stuff, so definitely an interesting thing. Sheila loves dust. You guys all know she loves dust. Well, only after an hour and 15 minutes, I dumped. Now I have to go get water. That's all. Dump station. Your water fill. In a little side road coming off. Fun stuff, huh? Look at that. Good old flush safe kicking it. Again, this is the 3D model and it's counting down. We're gonna see what happens. I didn't screw that on there good enough, but actually for a 3D model, that's actually pretty good. Look at that. It's actually counting down. Now, to figure out how to get the water into the RV. But I bought a pump for that. I was trying to think ahead. Again, nobody teaches you this stuff. You kind of have to just learn it on you as you go. Just hopefully I don't lose the water. That would suck, huh? Until I get back. Okay. Self-priming pump. Again, ordered on Amazon. I don't know how it all works, but you know what? You never know until you try. Another garden hose. I went with a normal plug-in because I can just plug in from the RV instead of just trying to find 12 volt all the time. I can just run an extension cord. That's my theory. I don't know how that's going to work, but it is my theory. Now I just got a bunch of stuff just sitting out here, but I got it all pumped in. I don't know how much water that was because I don't remember how big of a bladder I got. I'm thinking that's probably like a 60-gallon bladder, but I don't even know if I got it filled. So we're gonna see what it reads. As of now, I think I'd rather have a tooth pulled than have to do this every week. But it'll get better. It'll get better. I'll develop some processes. But this was 3 hours of my life of frustration. So, those that have been doing this a long time, I'm sure they've got it down to a science, but you need to prepare yourself a little bit if you're going to be going down this path. The pump was the best thing. The problem is how to hook the pump up. I had to finagle a bunch of stuff, so I know things that I need to purchase to make that easier. Let's see what we're at. $31%. I'd have to do that. I'd have to do that process like 3 more times. All right. Generators are all running. Sun's going down. Gone now like 2 or 3 times to get water. But some of you have asked what happened with the LED wall. So, long story short, your boy Todd decided to hurt his $30,000 LED wall and run it into the back of the truck. So the rest of the story, since so many people have asked, is this is true. Where we were in Tucson, Arizona, there was this big, huge dip, and I underestimated the dip from the truck to the RV and the distance as I tried to make the turn. And I knew I would make the turn and I was going to take the RV at an angle, but I did not realize that angle would then throw my LED wall into the back of the cab. So alas, if you can see, there's a big dent in the back of the cab, and the one of the panels did not make it. But it's not as bad as you think, because when you get a wall like this, they actually make you buy additional panels, because I didn't realize that every one of these, here, let me show you. Every one of these little LEDs in here is replaceable. And they have to be made at the same exact time as they make a board. And as you can see, this did not fare well. But they're way more resilient than I give them credit for. So that there did all the damage to that there. So before our event, the United Rally, I swapped this out. There's nothing that can be really done. Each panel, I believe, is around $1,800. So along with that, I'm just now being able to talk about this. So because it took me a bit, I was a little upset. Along with this came the bottoming out the back of the RV. And with the bottoming out of the back of the RV, I tore the back door, not off. I broke the latch, which popped the door open and the door would not close. Bent up the undercarriage area and caused a lot of paint problems, which is back on that back door. And I actually shot some video of me fixing the latch that I can throw in here for you to see. Sorry if it's a little windy. There are times when things don't go really well, and this was one of them, right? So when we bottomed out, the door got caught at the bottom here, and then you could see all the gravel and stuff in there, and then it pulled the door open and broke this off. Not to mention all the scrapes. I mean, if you look, like we've scraped up pretty bad all through the bottom, and it could have been worse, right? I mean, the truck has pretty good damage. The LED wall, we broke the panel on the back, and I'll show you that here in a minute. It's just disheartening because I didn't get out to look. Like, I legitimately just didn't. I thought I could make the turn. The trough was too much, and our length came into play, and yeah, just like that, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Even though Sheila was looking, but she was just different side. Neither one of us thought it was going to be a big deal. So right now I'm getting ready to rivet the new hinge on, so I can show you kind of what that's going to look like, and just pivot on how to fix things as you travel. What I've learned is that you can find these on Amazon. They're a baggage door compartment. The cool part was we went to see spacecraft while we were at Tampa, and they had brought an extra one, so I will be able to use it. And there you have it. That's what happened. So we've learned a lot in the last 2-3 weeks about angles and approach, and if you're going to come out to the desert, to watch for little gullies if you're really long. Driving a big truck, along with having the big 54 feet behind you, comes with some navigational issues, of course, and learning how to fill water over the last few days, and learning how to dump the black tank and go dump. So we have learned a lot while we've stayed in this wonderful, I mean got a cactus here in the desert. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video. You got to hear the rest of the story. I finally was able to take some days and breathe through that. So how am I going to fix the truck? The truck is going to go probably to Jesse, but that won't happen until January of 26 because we don't plan on being in Florida until then. So I'm thinking I will take and buy a vent and cut a hole for a vent that needs to be, we need to have some ventilation in the box because I've been getting some condensation from the ceiling. So we're going to put some vents in, and we fixed the wall, and that door is now fixed. Now we won't be able to get the paint stuff done until we get to CDI, which is in Iowa, and that probably won't be till next year either. It's 26, I guess. Better get some more scratches. Thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully this video was fun on the RV life on the road scenario. You just never know what's going to happen next. All right, like, comment, subscribe, be a doer of all things. Happy just to share some RV life stories with you as we're learning this adventure traveling. And with all that being said, we are